Welcome to the Family Dynamics Podcast.
You have to just be willing to talk about these things, and you have to be willing to put it all on the table.
Learn firsthand from the power couple who's built a healthy relationship from major and minor issues.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
To triumphs of the family unit.
In this day and age, you need somebody by your side.
Utilize proven techniques and strategies to help your relationship and family thrive to the next level.
You have to compromise.
This is the Family Dynamics Podcast with Kevin and Alicia Meeks.
Welcome to the Family Dynamics Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Meeks, and I am here again in the studio with my beautiful wife, Alicia Meeks.
Hey, y'all, hey.
In the studio, as y'all can see on our video podcast, we have Cameron Mays and Amiyah Cameron, our two oldest children, our college children, and we want to bring you guys a special holiday podcast. So today we're going to be talking about, once again, the family dynamics.
That's it. We're talking about family dynamics, and we just thought it was a good thing since both of these two are home from college. We have two students in college. We're so proud of them. They just don't know that we are very proud of them. So basically, we're just talking about blended families today, and it's really like nothing written in stone. We're just going to have a conversation with our kids and allow you all to be a part of it.
That's
okay?
it.
So I guess we can start with saying, I was reading this before we started about blended families. And it was saying how to give yourself a chance, the best chance of success when blending a family is that you can't have too many changes at one time. You can't be expected to fall in love with each other overnight. You know, like the children fall in love with me or vice versa. Like, we have to build the relationships because as you all may know, Kevin and I don't have any children together. So I had this little girl before we got married, and he had Cameron and our youngest son, who's not here today, but we came together and we blended.
This is our family dynamic.
This is us. Okay? And so, basically making some parenting changes before we get married so the children won't feel like, oh, you changed because you marry him or what have you. So if it was anything like we wanted to tweak or change, we talked about a lot of things before we got married. And as you guys know, we were married for 6 months without anybody knowing. So we had time to implement some things that we wanted to implement, and it didn't appear as though we were doing it just because we were married. You know, just because he wanted me to do something differently or I wanted him to parent a little differently. We did these things, you know, easily before we got married, so it won't just appear as though, oh, this person came in and my whole world changed. That's never a good thing. So now that we're talking with our little children over here.
But before we get started, like I want these guys to introduce themselves, because I want them to have one thing that we preach a lot in this family dynamic is that to be yourself, to be you, and to have your own identity, which we spoke about that in previous podcasts. So we want you guys to really know them personally and to get to know them. So we're gonna start with the ladies first. Ladies.
Hey everyone, can I speak into the mic?
You can.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Amiyah Chapman. I go to Xavier University of Louisiana. I'm a varsity cheerleader. I'm a competition cheerleader. Gonna have to edit that. I'm a competition cheerleader at Xavier University, and I'm biology pre-med. That is my major.
Bingo.
Yo, what up, everybody? I'm the oldest and the coldest, Cameron. You know how we come
Cameron is on the radio show.
I go to Eastern Illinois University, 2 hours south from where we currently are. I ain't going to disclose that location. But, and if y'all really want some shoes, hit me at Verified Sneakers with an A. VARIFIED Sneakers on Instagram. Snapchat going to be posted below.
Hey, so
I can't even follow him. use every opportunity to promote yourself. He got it honest, but dang, son, you could have waited to the end of the document. Hello, my name is Cameron at www. Go ahead, tell the people, because I was laughing. Go ahead, tell the people about your business, son.
So I'm a reseller for shoes, the only verified one in the state. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm the most reliable shoe plug right now. If you want to get my snap, it's WILLIEX8411. That's my snap. Instagram is VARIFIED sneakers SNEAKERS. That's me. Just started. You know how we coming, man.
We're going to put it right here down below so you guys can get his links and everything. We'll pop that up on the screen.
Now, one thing that, like y'all saying, be you, and we teach and we preach entrepreneurship in our house, and we want them guys to be them. My son, he's an entrepreneur at heart, just like his dad, just like his stepmom. We entrepreneurs here, and we preach that. So that's one thing that I am proud of him and both of them, that they do go to school to foster their education, to continue their education, but also have outside aspirations. And that's one thing we do teach. We ain't perfect parents. We're not a perfect family, but we try to do the best that we can.
Yeah, no. We're not a perfect family whatsoever, but I think it's a very great thing that they have aspirations outside of college. I'm educated, I have degrees, and I feel like it's necessary for them to have that ability to have certain doors open through having different degrees and education and things like that. But being an entrepreneur myself as well, I know that that's not the end all be all. It's great to open some doors. It's good to get that education and knowledge, but also if you can open your own door and make your money on your own, that's the best feeling, because that frees up your time and it just makes you more independent. So I'm happy that Cameron has started his own business. Yeah. I don't know what this one gonna do. You know, we're going to continue to pray. What?
I'm going to be a gynecologist.
I know you being a gynecologist. We were saying about entrepreneurship. She being a gynecologist, I guess that's enough for her
career.
Yeah, for her career, she being a gynecologist. She's in pre-med down at Xavier in NOLA. So, guys, how y'all feeling about the blendedness? Like, over the years, like, what do you think it was like in the beginning of the blendedness?
In the beginning, it was something like, well, I if for guys that don't know, I came from already a blended family already since I was like 6 years old. So it wasn't nothing I didn't know. But this one, it was like it had something different towards it. Like the emotion here was something you could really feel, and just not what you can really say and what you say you feel. You know what I'm saying? So I was used to it, but at the same time, I wasn't. And then me, honestly, it was different. I tried to combat it in different ways because I didn't know, and I rejected what I didn't know because I was always going for what I did. So it was definitely a learning experience all the way through. So that's what I got to say about it.
So you were blended because your mother married your sister's father.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So that's how he was blended prior to this. Because this is Kevin's first marriage. Okay. So just had to straighten that out.
Yeah,
but
first and only.
Gay. Okay, and Susan?
For me, it was very different. I was the only child, so having two other brothers was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't very used to it. It was very different, but I don't regret anything of it. We made a right choice.
I would say like just to piggyback off Cameron, like I think we just as well as he's learning, like we was learning too. Like it wasn't like boom, we knew exactly what to do. We all learning, we all trying to blend
we was
together.
winging it.
So, yeah, we was winging it. So we was learning just like you when it came to the blending. And we still like you got we this is something we all experiencing for the first time. Like
yeah, we never had no kids in college before.
No.
I mean, we ain't never had teenagers before. Like we're all experiencing this at the same time. You know, like Kevin hadn't had any college student or teenagers before, so we both experiencing it at the same time and trying to get used to it, because it is something to get used to, because the type of parents that we are and were, you know, we were very, I won't say strict, but we love our kids. So that means we care about them. So that means that we make sure that, well, we try to make sure to the best of our ability that they don't put themselves in harm's way, and that they're able to make good choices and try to model good choices for them. And now we have like hands off a little bit, you know, where they're basically making their own decisions, and we're just praying for the best. Cause what can you really do? She's 6 states away and he's hours away. And so what can we really do?
Right.
You know, we had that experience 1 month into college when she had a visitor, and my husband was like, "You okay with her boyfriend going down there?"
Yeah, on the real.
I was like, "No, but what can I do?"
Yeah, I think that's a father thing though, too, though.
I mean, what could I really do? What could I do? So, I mean, I just wasn't at that. It was a time in my life where I had to serenity prayer that up. The things that I could change, you know, just got to know the difference between the two. And I had to put it in God's hands and hope that she utilized the brains that she was born with. You know, but I couldn't worry about it, because I'm hoping that these children,
Right.
both of them, make good decisions outside of our presence.
But we want to ask y'all, like, were we strict? Like, were we strict, or what?
You know what Maya gonna say.
I know what she, but wait, it may change now. It may change now. So were we too strict on y'all as far as parenting y'all?
Was y'all strict on parents? So when I say strict, and when you guys say strict, I want to say yes in the beginning, because I didn't understand what you guys wanted or what y'all guys was trying to portray to us at the beginning. But looking back at me being 20 and situations come and they unfold themselves, nah, you just wasn't strict. It's like some things we didn't really have to, I don't want to admit it, but we didn't have to go through if we just, you know what I'm saying, adhere to what.
Hey, pause on the podcast when your kids repeat something that you tried to teach them.
I was too
Yeah.
high.
I love that.
I was too high.
But to answer you guys' question, was you guys strict? No, I've seen way more strict parents to their children when they even let them go outside or things like that. We did things, just at a very responsible rate. So me looking back now, no, y'all was actually way lax than what I seen in the past, and y'all just trying to give out guidance.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you live and you learn. I was around parents, and they were not as strict as my parents, and I didn't understand why. But then I reflect and look at what they was doing. I was like, yeah, no. I
Them
wanna
people
be like
don't
this.
love their kids.
Yeah, no.
That's why I keep trying to tell her they don't love their kids. I love you. I love my kids. Okay? I used to tell Maya, I love you, because certain people, they just didn't have a clue. They was just letting their kids run them. You know, I live in La La Land out here, and, you know, the kids are running the parents and everything like that. And I'm like, if they parents cared about them, you will. It's in the Bible. It's biblical that, you know, if you don't discipline your children, the wrath will be upon you.
On the real.
Now go look that up. So, you know, that's a word right there. So I don't want the wrath to be upon me. I have to discipline these kids, and I had to lead them in a way in which they should go, and hopefully they won't depart from it. And then, you know, some people were coming to me at different aspects of their lives, like, oh, well, they could grow up and just go totally left. And if they do, I'm going to know I've done all that I can do, and I'm going to be fine with it. But as long as I'm trying to be a parent, I got to do what God blessed me to do. He gave me certain things in my brain and in my parenting skills that I felt like I had to impede on these children. And so whether or not they continue on with the way in which we felt they should go or not, I feel accomplished.
Yeah, like we've said before in previous podcasts, that for the reason why I married her is because as a father bringing two boys into the situation, it just felt easy. It felt like that blending with her and Amiyah was gonna be like easy, and it wasn't gonna be much of a struggle, which it wasn't a struggle. The struggle is just putting everybody's life together, but it made it easy through the decisions that I made as a man to become a husband. So that's why we wanted their opinion on how did you guys feel the blending process from the beginning to now, how you guys feel if you had to give some advice to someone else that's gonna be new or
And blending.
and blending, like what would you give to that young man or that young lady that they parents are about to blend with whole another family? Like, what's one key that you would say, hey, you might want to start thinking like this or do this?
Well, I'll first say just be open-minded to what could happen. So just don't. I know, like from a Maya standpoint, she was the only child, and I probably know it was probably hard for her to be open to sharing her things, like being used to having to not be the only one to send the attention or.
Yeah.
So it's just be open. That's what I can say. I don't want to take all the ideas from you.
No, like you're totally right. When going to this, you do have to be open-minded because you can't automatically judge something for what it is, because what if it's not that? So I totally agree with being open-minded for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that initially, I mean, yeah, just along the way, we've had bumps and bruises. It was a roller coaster, ups and downs, as we've said in the other podcast. Blending our family is the most challenging aspect of our marriage. Just because we're dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lives.
I'm trying to tell you.
Coming together. It's already hard when you're a married couple and it's 2 lives coming together, blending as one. Imagine coming in, blending 5, trying to, make that, and plus God, so we can add that to be 6. But it was very difficult because every environment is different. So, then Amiyah has her environment with her dad. Cameron has his environment with his mom, and Keyshawn has his environment with his mom. And then we have the environment here, and all of them are different. Not saying anyone is better or worse, but they're just all different. And so I feel for the kids sometimes, like, they have to be hard. Like, you got to act one way at one house. You can do this at that house. Like, that has to be difficult, So it just is what it is. It's not an easy thing.
No, it's definitely not. But I think that for us, from the outside world, I think that we made it look a little bit easier than it is, like a lot easier. And like we said before, like we learning too, the experiences that you having in college and the experience that you having in college, and us having to deal with those issues or those new experiences you having and having to work through those, because of what my opinion is and what hers is as the biological mother. Like, we have to combat those together and then serve you the right. And then with your situations, with you now having your own apartment and your own lifestyle, and now you going into like fully adulthood, having to make this decisions now. So I think that we've perception wise, we've made it look pretty easy because we was intentional. That's one of the words we used for real. We was very intentional about them having voices in our family and not. So that's one thing I can say. Just allow these 2 or these 3 or however many it is to have voices in the family dynamic, so that it's a more smoother process to blend. But I'm so thankful for these 2. If you are listening to this, it might be after, but today it is Thanksgiving, and we had a wonderful meal. Not catered this year. We let the beautiful Alicia Meeks prepare most of this meal, and it was great. If don't nobody know us, we are pescatarian, and this has been one of the best pescatarian Thanksgivings that we have had. not just because of the food, but I have my 2 oldest here this year, and I'm so grateful, and that's one thing that I'm thankful for.
And that's another thing with the holidays and stuff. Those were challenges through the year because Kevin and I, we really don't push the holidays because we know the type of parents that we are every day. And so it even got to the point where we stopped giving Christmas gifts because our children get throughout. So we started doing vacations, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do any recently, but we were doing vacations like, let's make memories and moments, because the children, they get stuff all throughout the year for no apparent reason. And I'll say, like, okay, well, do you just want something on Christmas, or you want to keep continuously getting things throughout the year? Because, you know, but I just feel like holidays is a difficult time too, because we would want to be our children on Christmas morning, or, you know, on Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. You kind of want to be with the kids, but we have to share them. And so how was that for y'all, that probably was good, having two Christmases.
Man, I had like 4 of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had like 4 of them. Like I had my auntie, definitely had my grandma's house, had my mom's house, and I came to you guys' house. So it was like I was getting the best of all 4 worlds, like in a whole dimensional box. So I got the best end of it. Honestly, I wouldn't complain. And then for Thanksgiving, like if COVID wasn't a thing, big house hopping, getting everybody's best dish, you know.
Yeah. Best, tell my best dish.
That's all. Just trying to eat everywhere.
Yeah.
What about you, Susan?
About having like 2 Christmases and holidays, it was all right. Like, you know, it'd be fine. It's just very, you know, acting one way over here, then over there. It's just too, like, you know, it's a lot. But it's cool, though. I get to see all my family members on both sides and, you know, start to meet new ones that I didn't even know of. It's just very interesting.
Like a reunion all the time. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, holidays is something. And then when we were moving forward in our blendedness, we had to realize, like, it can't be a party every time the kids come. You know, like, it just can't. Every weekend, Chuck E. Cheese. You know,
times.
Yeah, medieval times. And, you know, like, I'm trying to just plan stuff every time the boys was coming, you know, because the boys didn't live with us at that time. And now Keyshawn does live with us full time, but the boys didn't permanently live in our home, so they were coming on the weekends, like every other weekend. So I'm, like, trying to plan. And I'm like, we got to experience reality, because in reality, sometimes we at the crib on the weekend. Right. So every time y'all come, it can't be a party, because that's very misleading to the children too. That, you know, every single weekend they think it's a party. No, it's really just not. And so we had to start, you know, tweaking that a little bit too, because in reality, every Saturday and Sunday, you're not having events with your parents every single weekend, just because, you know, sometimes you're just spending quality time at home. You're cleaning up. You're doing different things. May have a movie night. Let's do something like that. So we started doing those type of things as well, because that just was getting out of control. Yeah.
But once again, we want to thank you guys. And
we leaving?
Yeah, we leaving. We leaving.
We were still talking.
We want to thank you guys.
Kevin Knight, once again.
The Family Dynamics podcast episode. This is the family edition. This is the family edition. So we want to thank you guys for being on us on our podcast. This is the Blended Family Edition. And we'll see y'all in a minute.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Family Dynamics Podcast with Kevin and Alicia Meeks.
Thank you, guys.
Please like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to follow us on social media at The Family Dynamics.
We'll see y'all in a minute.
Bye.